Slice the oranges, rub in the deep heat, and strap yourself in for a great sports story. Welcome to 1 Week at a Time.
In search for another great sports story, we took the scenic route to Mirboo North.
Was it about 15 U-turns?
I think so.
Our cameraman Riley took a liking to the Strez Lecky Bakery before we heard about a remarkable end to the season. We've got the longest serving captain of the Mirboo North Football Club here, Damien Turner. Damo, welcome.
Thanks, mate. Thanks for having us.
We need to go back to the halfway point of the season.
Yep.
You only won 4 games. Yeah. Where's your head at as the captain of the club, and how's that with the coach as well? What are you thinking?
Yeah, and I think we felt we were good enough. You know, you always have that bit of belief that we would probably losing games we shouldn't have. We might have won a couple that were good wins, but we just weren't quite gelling or cracking those couple wins that we really needed. So I think there was a frustration there. But you just got to always have that belief. So as a captain, you've got to try and keep the boys up and keep them up and about, and we'll be all right, you know, all these kind of things. And that was where we're at halfway, I reckon.
There's a saying thrown around football when you're approaching finals: is there's still a mathematical chance. At that stage of the campaign, was it legitimate mathematical chance? Were there people running the numbers within the team?
There was, yeah, absolutely there was. And one of them being Julian Blackford, who came, I think it was about round 8 or 9, whatever it was, whenever he came. There was a couple of young guys who got on with it. We won a game. Who the local news were actually at the ground and done an interview after the game and asked Jules, where we were at, and Jules said, "Oh, we'll just win the next 7 and play finals." And from there, it grew legs, and all the young boys around the group, and everyone, righto, 7 to go, and then it was 6, and then it was 5, and it went from there. And yeah.
Look, I think it gave us something to focus on. You know, in our chats, you know, it'd be a hashtag come up, hashtag 5 to go, hashtag 4 to go.
Yeah. And now talk us through the last round. You're either going to play finals or you're not. How was your mindset going into the game, and talk us through the post-game as well? We
spoke about that, winning 7 in a row, and we'd won 6 in a row. We were coming up against a side, which was Yarragon, who they weren't super at that stage. So we were going down there with all the confidence in the world that we would be playing finals, but we knew we had to probably win by about 90 to 100 points. We were walking off the ground, and we won by maybe 7 or 8 goals, and we thought, you know, we're probably done.
That's it.
Probably done.
We're all thought we were awesome mathematicians, you know. Before the game, we knew there was some results and the percentages were close and all this stuff. We're going through all that.
So we didn't even sing the song. We went straight into the rooms and all piled into a corner, got the phone out, got the radio on, had a game on in our same league, which we were relying on one of those results, and listened to it, and it went our way, and we snuck into finals by I think about 0.3%.
Wow.
And yeah, everyone was stoked. So that kept Jules' 7 to go thing. Right, we're really on here now, sort of 4 to go. So yeah, that was awesome. That something really sticks out. Won't forget that.
We were actually confident going into the grand final. Probably the prelim was the one who we came up against the benchmark, who Yallourn North were clearly the best side throughout the year. They got done in the first semi.
And when you're the underdog, sometimes that's the thing, isn't it? There's no expectations. All the pressure's on them. What were we up to, 5 or 6 in a row by then? So we had that confidence we could match it with these teams above us.
After we beat them, we were like, righto, we're a serious chance here.
Yeah.
So the grand final rolls around. Was it a topsy-turvy affair? Talk us through that game and the lead up to the final moments.
Yanara and Mirboo North, we've always had a pretty big rivalry, and one of the guys we had a couple of guys who actually played for Yanara in 2015 and 16. So going into the game, we were super confident, but we knew it was going to be on for young and old.
It was a classic grand final, ebbed and flowed. It was tough. Wasn't super skillful or anything like that. It was just contested ball from my memory, and it was tick for tack. I think their second quarter we started okay, but their second quarter they come out the blocks and they got a bit of a lead. We've had a history. We've played in a few close grand finals prior to that. 13-14 was 1 and 2 points as well, I think. So that was my message. We know we got this. We know we can do this. There was enough from those previous grand finals in this group. You know, we don't give up. All these they're cliches, but we sort of had that in the group, I guess. So,
and then the last quarter, It was super tight. They kicked one goal. We might have been up by 6, 7 points in the last, and they kicked one right at the start of the quarter, and
we just kept pushing, and then that last, what was it, 3 or 4 minutes, and it was a short quarter.
I don't know, probably 30 seconds to go. There was a stoppage 50 metres out from their goal. I personally was playing forward at the time. It went to play loose back behind the footy, and they won the stoppage, kicked it forward, and I actually ran into one of my teammates. So we both hit the deck. We were 10, 15 metres out the top of the goal square. You know, I picked up the footy, he snapped it over his head, it went through. Little did we know and that the siren had gone just as he picked it up.
Yeah, far out, it was intense. They talk about not hearing the siren, I didn't hear it. You know,
you're in the moment.
I was in the moment,
Yeah.
focused on that, and
Yeah.
I was just, chasing. I wasn't that far from the guy who was having the shot, actually, so I was just watching him go, oh, what just happened?
I can vividly remember them celebrate as he kicked it. I actually do remember hearing the siren, and then, it finally clicked that we had won it, and we both picked ourselves off the deck and hugged each other, and that was it, yeah.
I took a deep breath, and I think I actually shook in our guy's hand. He was sort of right there, so I sort of gave him a bit of a shake. And then, you just go and find the closest player you can find, and just everyone was just, no one could believe it, really, you know, and it doesn't sink in for a while. You know, the whole 7 in a row thing, it sort of, it's talking about it now, so when you really think about what you know, but and then the celebrations begun, I guess.
Celebrations are probably pretty similar to the last 10 weeks.
The 7 in a row, is it town folklore? Is it still talked about today around Mirboo North?
Certainly amongst our group, it's something we can always bring up, and certainly all the local sort of legends from the club, they went with it, but because it was within our own group, social media-y type stuff, it's probably more that generation who pick up on it. But
you don't roll down to the Strzelecki bakery every now and then, grab a sausage roll and mention it at all.
Hey, remember 7 in a row, free pie or something like that. Come on, I should actually, you know. But it was a crazy sort of 2 months that whole build up. It was awesome. Never forget it.
Yeah, we're just very lucky, and just the way how things panned out our way, but obviously you've got to put yourselves in those positions to win them, and we did.